Let's get real, you're hungry, you're scrappy. You're building this thing with hustle, not handouts. And you know what? That's your superpower. If you're building a startup without investor intros, Ivy League clout, or a six-figure mentor, you're not alone. In fact, you're in good company. Most founders start right where you are, staring at a blank slate, a head full of ideas, and a whole lot of how. But here's the thing. You don't need a silver spoon to build a winning company. You need strategy. Look, capital doesn't flow to ideas, it flows to clarity. Investors don't write checks because you've got a dream. They write checks because you've got a plan. And that's where the mock traction dashboard comes in. This is about showing up to the game with more than just an idea. It's about showing up with proof. Now I know what you're thinking. Gary, I haven't even launched yet. How can I show traction? Easy. You simulate it. With the mock traction dashboard, you're not just guessing at numbers. You're inputting real data, your market size, your pricing, your target conversion rates. You're building a crystal clear picture of what success looks like, even before you've written a single line of code. Imagine this. You're sitting across from an investor. They ask the dreaded question, "So, what's your traction like?" And you don't flinch, you don't hesitate. You pull up your mock traction dashboard and lay out a clear, data-driven roadmap for the next 6 months. You show them the user growth. You show them the revenue projections. You show them in black and white that you're not just another founder with a dream, you're a founder with a plan. And the best part? The mock traction dashboard doesn't just impress investors, it forces you to get crystal clear on your own strategy. It's like a business plan, but on steroids. It's a living, breathing document that holds you accountable and keeps you laser focused on what matters most: growth. Let me tell you something, most pitches don't fail from lack of potential. They fail the moment the Kiwanda begins. You see, investors, they're not just looking for great ideas, they're looking for reasons to say no. They're looking for holes in your logic, gaps in your knowledge, any little crack in your armor that tells them you're not ready. And that's where the Investor Objection Simulator comes in. This isn't about memorizing answers, it's about training your mind to think like an investor. It's about anticipating their concerns before they even voice them. The Investor Objection Simulator throws curveballs at you. It puts you in the hot seat, just like you're in the room with a panel of seasoned VCs. And you know what? It's uncomfortable, it's challenging, but that's the point. Because when you're in the real pitch meeting and the pressure is on, you won't crack, you won't crumble, you'll be ready. You'll have heard it all before. You'll have practiced your responses, refined your arguments, and built unshakable confidence in your ability to handle anything they throw at you. And that confidence? That's what separates the founders who get funded from the founders who go home empty-handed. So don't wait until you're staring down a room full of investors to start preparing for their objections. Get in the Investor Objection Simulator and start practicing today. Build a capital stack that sounds pro on Zing. Listen up founders, you're not just raising money, you're designing a capital stack. This isn't about begging for scraps, it's about strategically architecting the future of your company, and that means understanding all the tools at your disposal: equity, convertible notes, grants. Each one has its place, its purpose, its own set of advantages and disadvantages. But here's the thing. Most founders, they don't speak the language of capital. They go into meetings with a dollar amount in mind, but no real strategy for how to get there. And that's a recipe for disaster. Because when you don't understand the nuances of different funding options, you end up leaving money on the table. You end up diluting your equity more than you have to. You end up making decisions that hurt your company in the long run. But with the Capital Stack Builder, you don't have to be a financial whiz to sound like one. You input your raise amount, your desired equity split, your risk tolerance, and the Capital Stack Builder does the rest. It generates a clean, credible summary of your capital strategy, something that sounds like it came straight from an accelerator program. And that, my friends, is how you command respect from investors. You show them you're not just another founder with their handout. You show them you're a strategic thinker, a savvy operator, someone who understands the intricacies of building a successful business. You show them you're not just raising money, you're building an empire. Outro, don't wait to get funded because you're ready. These 3 moves, they come from the Capital Ascend Trademark Vault, a suite of founder tools designed for the underdogs who never had the roadmap, No revenue? Fine. No deck? No problem. No investor intros? You don't need them. What you do need is strategy. Download the Capital Ascend Trademark Vault and start building like the elite, even if no one expected you to win, yet. Don't wait to get funded. Get funded because you were already ready. There's a reason only a tiny fraction of venture capital goes to underestimated founders. It's not because your idea lacks potential. It's because most of the systems and strategies that fund great businesses were hidden behind closed doors. The wealthy don't guess. They start with frameworks, trusted playbooks, and investor relationships baked into their journey. You've been playing catch-up with no map, until now. That's why we created ZingThis.com. Zing This is where Underdog founders finally get what the elite kept to themselves for decades. Pitch simulators, traction dashboards, investor objection tools, and AI-powered capital coaches that actually help you get funded. You'll find tools that let you simulate traction before you launch, craft professional capital stacks, rehearse investor quanda, and design investor-ready strategies without needing to come from money or connections. These aren't theoretical courses or motivational fluff. These are founder tools, built to help you raise money with confidence and clarity. So, what's next? You don't need revenue. You don't need a perfect pitch deck. You need systems, and the commitment to start using them. Get the Capital Ascend Vault free, or go premium to unlock the full AI toolkit. ZingThis.com, built for founders like you.